Hi, shalom, shalom. Very good night to you. My name is Keskia Yisrael Hamore, which means the teacher. I want to talk to you a little bit about leadership once again. And from the angle of what is good leadership. Now, why this question? Growing up and seeing my father as a leader, I questioned the way he led. Then going into the working world, I've always looked at different leaders, managing directors, CEOs. Even in the classroom, I looked at the teachers, the head teachers and heads of departments as leaders. And I always singled out some of the attributes that I saw as being good attributes for leaders. And also, what troubled me in where the country I live, is that I've always seen so much leaders, too many times, in my eyes, in my humble opinion, not leading with the interest of the people at heart, first and foremost. So I, in recent times, decided to put some notes down, pen to paper, to begin writing on leadership. And one of the books that I'll be publishing within the next 4 years would be Servant Leadership versus Self-Serving Leadership. But I want to talk about what good leaders look like, how to recognize a good leader. Good leaders start out first and foremost with character. That's the most important thing. If you don't have integrity, if you don't have the character traits, meaning you're not honest, you're not dependable, you're not able to be held accountable, and you're not competent for the position of leadership that is granted or given to you, you're not fit for leadership. But if you have those, you have to have these other capabilities. One, you have to be a listener. Good leaders listen, serve, and listen. Great leaders as well ask great questions and then serve their people. If you're a leader, and in this day and time, this great information age, the way that you are to lead effectively and efficiently is not the old way of leadership, where it's a top-down format of leadership. The young and the enlightened are not accepting persons that lead with the top-down pyramid format. Leaders today have to be more inclusive. You have to bring to the table the problems that you see and have your people participate in finding the solutions. If you are the leader and then the problems are brought before you, but no one else is involved in the solution process, when you bring those solutions, your people will question you. You will also breach trust from the persons that you're leading, because many persons today have the feeling, and some rightly so, that they have capabilities that are untapped and that they can be of service as well, even though they may not have the title or seat of leadership. Leaders today have to make the people feel as though they're cared for and loved. Too many leaders in recent years have been found to be not trustworthy, disloyal, dishonest, unjust, inequitable, unfair. One of the things that bears heavy on my shoulders, in my mind, growing up as a young man, is persons of power and prestige having assumed the position of leadership, thinking that their position is one that they are to exercise their power and prestige and not do it and not use it for service in the best interest of those that they lead. What has bothered me under this umbrella is how mostly men, we have not led and we have not been just with our partners, just with our wives, just in fear with our children. We have taken on the norms of society that has many times allowed men to be faithful, unfaithful in their relationships. And in my studies, there are not many persons that have spoken from this angle, because sometimes you ruffle feathers or you cut through, in a way that is too sharp to some. I commend Tony Dungy in his book Uncommon Man here, and Uncommon Manhood, and also his book Uncommon Marriage, where he touched on these things. And if you don't know Tony Dungy, he was the first black head coach in the NFL to win a Super Bowl. And most persons may dismiss sports and say, and this is the stereotype, that Africans across the diaspora and across the planet, you're good entertainers, you're good athletes, everyone knows that you're good at that, but we're not deemed as excellent leaders. Now it's coming to the fore as we go through history that among us as a group of people, we have always had leaders that have exemplified exceptional capabilities in their leadership capacity. But in these writings, Tony Dungy holds himself accountable, and has held many of us who are readers accountable to the standards as men, as leaders of our families, to be faithful. We are encouraged and taught to be faithful to our spouses and to our families, to our children. And this is not the norm in the societies that we live today. Leaders have to be persons of high character, persons who are competent for the position of leadership that they're in. Also, you have to be inclusive in your leadership today. That's 3. You have to be very inclusive in your leadership today. And also, when you have those problems that you have before you, part of being inclusive is allowing the people with you on this journey of leadership, allowing them to be part of the solutions. This is critical and very, very important in this day and time. If you think that you alone can bring the solutions, then you're wrong. You have persons that will see you as persons that, as an individual, as a leader that they cannot trust or entrust confidence in, because you have a goat alone mentality. And I love the way John Maxwell, the leadership guru, said it. He said, leadership is influence, and the leaders of today, you're to walk among the people and not be aloof. So there you have it. A great leader today, a good leader, is one who listens and serves. Great leadership involves asking the right questions, and you have to be a leader of character, a leader of integrity, a leader that loves the people and that serves the people, doing what's best in their best interest. Cheers. Shalom, shalom.